Today is the day that I do something with that big yellow bonnet. It will make my wife very happy. So the one thing that I need to do to de-ambulance this car completely is sort out that bonnet. So the first thing that I tried was to cover the painted bonnet with some really cool ghost camo vinyl that I bought off eBay. But that was an epic fail. I have another idea. I am going to paint the bonnet, but not just one color. You might have seen what I've done with the graphics on the side of my camper van. I had thought about doing something similar, but the missus just does not like that idea. So I'm looking at an alternative, and I think I have an idea that I'm going to try. And it's just paint, right? So if I don't like it, I can just paint over it. There you have it. That is my topographical graphic that I'm going to paint on the bonnet. Pretty happy with the way that it's turned out. It clearly gives an indication of some relief of terrain. I've used 3mm 3M tape. Pretty stoked with the way that it looks, to be honest. So let's mask it up. Maybe get some paint down today. See. Well, I've relocated to my friend's warehouse to get out of the wind and also save my camper van and my neighbor's white car from any kind of overspray. I am going to prime the bonnet with this Isopon primer, but first I'm just going to give it another clean just to make sure that it's degreased, because it did stay open overnight. Before I forget, if you click the link in the description, you can get yourself one of these teaser hoodies. I am the warranty. If you do it yourself, this is what you need to get. They're available in the UK, Europe, and the US of A. Let's crack on with some primer. Whew. It's primed, and interestingly, the primer has given it almost like a suede finish. That is a fail. I am extremely disappointed in Isopon, which is a branded product, for turning completely into dust. Well, you've seen what happens just by wiping off that primer with a wet cloth. It's almost as if it's soluble, and look how much of it has come off just by a few minutes of rubbing it down with a wet cloth. Well, here we are again in the lockup, and as you saw from the previous clip, primer that I'd put on the bonnet basically turned to dust, which is very, very surprising, I might add. I then lightly sanded it down with water and a sponge sanding block, which is about 400 grit, to land up with what I have now. So I'm going to start with cleaning the bonnet again with some panel wipe. I am now going to do what I suspected that I was going to do in the very beginning, and that is Raptor. But I'm not just going to spray it on and create a hell of a mess. I'm going to roll it on like I did with the camper van. Hopefully that is going to give me the result that I'm looking for. So first, let's clean it up. as you can see, I have sanded off the roof. The reason why I've decided to do the roof is because, as you know, there are holes in the roof that I've had to plug and seal where the sirens and the blue lights and all that sort of thing were fitted to the roof, and also where the wiring went through, and where the lights and sirens were mounted, that there are small indentations in the roof. So the Raptor will just make it a little bit less visible and make it look a little bit more hardcore, and in keeping with the whole ethos of this adventure wagon, adventure estate, adventure Volvo overland build on a budget, of course. It is now time to Raptor prime it. So this is epoxy primer from Raptor. I don't know how different it is from normal epoxy primer, and seeing as though I'm going to be putting it on with a roller, I'm going to use their recommended product. The primer comes with a hardener. They've cleverly left enough of a gap in the top of the tin for you to add it. And give this a bit of a shake, obviously with the lid closed properly. And when I've finished shaking this, I'll paint it on with a smooth roller brush. And there you go. That is the Raptor epoxy primer down with the roller brush, and the coverage is incredible. Now I'm just going to give it some time to dry, because I don't need to give this a second coat. It's gone on so beautifully. Then I will attack it with the Raptor texture brushes and hopefully have a really nice speckled finish. I'm not going to worry about sanding this down, because I'm not looking for a smooth finish, and I'm using a tinted Raptor that I chose the color for, that I think is going to complement the grey trim well. But that's a secret, you'll have to see it in a moment. So keep watching. So parts of the tailgate were repaired in the past where the vinyl was obviously lifting, and they used, I think, super glue or something like that to stick it down. So when I removed it, the super glue had actually damaged the paint underneath. I think I'm going to paint some or other textured Raptor area over the damaged paint on the tailgate, and I think that'll clean it up quite nicely, as well as add to the look and feel, with the bonnet being Raptored, the roof being Raptored, and then the tailgate being Raptored. Well, it's Raptor time. I've let the primer dry for about 2 hours. I need to add the tint and the hardener to the Raptor bottle, shake it up for a couple of minutes, and then dispense it into the little tray, and that is what the Raptor roller brush looks like. It's going to be very interesting to see the amount of texture this roller brush is going to give. That's the tintable Raptor, kind of like a creamy white color. I need to pour in my tint. There's 100 milliliters of tint that I'm adding to this 1 liter bottle. I'll dispense all of this into there. And then I have to get cracking. So now I can dispense it into this little tray. I didn't want to go black, I didn't want to go too dark. I think this is going to be cool. Let's get some Raptor down. Wow, what a finish! Now before this sets completely, I need to remove all of the contour lines that are masked up, and then we'll see what the bonnet really looks like. Are you ready? Ta-da! How cool is that? From a bright yellow ambulance bonnet to a Raptor painted contour line adventure paint job. Very, very stoked with the way that came up. The yellow is an awesome contrast to the iron grey roof and the iron grey tailgate. Pretty cool. Now, let's ask the wife what she thinks of this. Hold on a second. Come and have a look.
Wow, that's amazing! Oh my gosh, that's amazing! Wow, that big.
Wicked.
Very cool.
There you have it. The wife is happy, which means that she will drive it. I hope you like the result. No more ambulance. Now, pure adventure. Thanks for watching. Get some pics up of this vehicle on the road, because we want to take it on a road trip now. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's see what else we can do to this adventure wagon, this Volvo XC70 not ambulance called Ragnar, the Raptor. I love it. Thanks for watching.